Chapter 1. The Dream I Kept Quiet. I always sat in the back of the classroom, not because I was shy, but because it was the only place where I could think. From back there, the teacher's voice faded into background noise and my mind drifted somewhere else. Somewhere better. While everyone copied notes, I imagined thumbnails. While they solved math problems, I pictured video ideas. While they talked about sports, I thought about subscribers. I never told anyone, not even my closest friend, but I had a dream that felt bigger than my whole school. I wanted to start a YouTube channel. A real one. A gaming channel that people would actually watch. Every day after school, I rushed home, dropped my backpack, and opened YouTube like it was a portal to another universe. I watched creators who made millions laugh, millions learn, millions feel like they weren't alone. And every time I clicked on a video, I whispered the same thing to myself. One day, that'll be me. But dreaming is easy. Starting is the hard part. I didn't have a gaming PC. I didn't have a fancy mic. I didn't even have a quiet room, just a small corner of my bedroom where the paint was peeling and the Wi-Fi barely reached. Still, the dream didn't go away. If anything, it got louder. One night, after watching a video called How I Started With Nothing, I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at my old cracked phone. The screen flickered like it was tired too, but it still worked. Barely. I held it up, looked at my reflection in the front camera, and said the words out loud for the first time. I'm gonna do it. I'm starting a channel. My heart raced. My hands shook. But for the first time, the dream felt real. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to make thumbnails. I didn't know if anyone would watch. But I knew one thing. This was the beginning of something. I opened the camera app, took a deep breath, and hit record. Chapter 2. My first upload was a disaster. The moment I hit the record, I froze. I thought I'd just talk naturally, like all the YouTubers I watched, but as soon as that little red dot appeared on the screen, my brain turned into mashed potatoes. Hey guys. Welcome to my channel, I said, sounding like someone who had never spoken to a human before. I tried again. Hey guys. It's your boy. Nope. I cringed so hard I almost deleted the whole video right there. I must have recorded the intro 10 times, maybe 20. My phone kept slipping, the lighting was terrible, and my voice cracked like I was going through 5 different puberties at once. But I didn't quit. I recorded some gameplay by pointing my phone at my old TV. The screen had fingerprints, dust, and a weird smudge I could never clean off. Every time I moved in the game, the camera shook like I was filming during an earthquake. Still, I kept going. When I finally finished editing, if you can even call trimming clips on a cracked phone editing, I stared at the upload button for a long time. My heart was pounding. My hands were sweaty. My stomach felt like it was doing backflips. What if nobody watches? I whispered. What if people laugh at me? But then another thought hit me. What if this is the first step to everything I ever wanted? So I took a deep breath. And I pressed upload. The video was processed. The thumbnail looked awful. The title was something embarrassing like my first gaming video. And then it was live. I refreshed the page. 0 views. I felt refreshed again. Still 0. I refreshed so many times I thought my phone would explode. Hours passed. Still 0. That night, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, I felt something heavy in my chest. Not sadness. No regret. Something else. Determination. I whispered to myself, okay, that was level 1. Tomorrow. Level 2. I didn't know it yet, but that tiny, shaky, embarrassing video, the one nobody watched, was the beginning of everything. Chapter 3. The grind begins. The next morning, the first thing I did was check my video. 0 views. I wasn't surprised, but it still stung a little. I stared at the screen for a long time, wondering if this was a stupid idea. Maybe people like me weren't meant to be YouTubers. Maybe dreams were just dreams. But then something inside me snapped. No, I whispered. I'm not quitting after one video. So I grabbed my phone, wiped the dust off my TV, and started recording again. This time, I didn't care if my voice cracked. I didn't care if the lighting was bad. I didn't care if the video looked like it was filmed on a potato. I just wanted to get better. I spent hours trying to edit. My phone kept overheating, and the battery dropped from 40% to 5% in what felt like 2 minutes. I had to plug it in, wait, unplug it, record again, repeat. It was annoying, but I kept going. I uploaded my second video, then a third, then a fourth. Every time I checked, the view count stayed at 0. But something weird happened. I didn't feel discouraged anymore. I felt hungry. Every video I made taught me something new. How to talk without freezing, how to trim clips faster, how to make my voice sound a little clearer, how to keep going even when nobody was watching. It felt like leveling up in a game. Slow, painful, but real. One night, after uploading my 5th video, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling again. But this time, I wasn't thinking about quitting. I was thinking about the future. I imagined hitting 100 subscribers, then 1,000, then 10,000. I imagined people commenting, "Nice video, bro," or "Keep going, you're underrated." I imagined the day someone would say, "I've been here since the beginning." I didn't know when it would happen. I didn't know how long it would take, but I knew one thing. I wasn't stopping. Not now. Not ever. And then, the next morning, something happened that changed everything. A number I had never seen before, 1 view, just one. But to me, it felt like 1,000,000. Chapter 4. The comment that changed everything. When I woke up the next morning, the first thing I did, before brushing my teeth, before even opening both eyes, was grab my phone. I opened YouTube. I refreshed the page. 1 view. I stared at that number like it was a treasure chest. Someone out there, a real person, had watched my video. Maybe they clicked by accident. Maybe they only watched for 2 seconds, but it didn't matter. Someone saw me. For the first time, I felt like I wasn't invisible. That whole day at school, I couldn't focus. The teacher talked about fractions or something, but all I could think about was that 1 view. I kept wondering who it was. A kid from school? A stranger? Someone who actually liked gaming videos? When I got home, I ran to my room, opened my channel again, and refreshed. Still 1 view. But then, something new appeared. A comment. My heart stopped. My hands shook as I tapped it open. It said, "Keep going, bro. Everyone starts somewhere." Just 7 words. But those 7 words hit me harder than anything in my life. I didn't know who wrote it. I didn't know if they meant it, but it felt like the universe was whispering, "Don't quit." I read that comment over and over until I memorized it. I felt this warm pressure in my chest, not sadness, not fear, but something like hope. For the first time, I believed I could actually do this. I grabbed my phone, set it up in front of my TV, and hit record again. This time, I didn't freeze. I didn't overthink. I didn't try to sound like other YouTubers. I just talked, like myself. I recorded for hours. I edited until my eyes burned. I uploaded my 6th video. And then something crazy happened. When I refreshed the page, the view count didn't say 0. It said 3. 3 views. 3 people. 3 tiny sparks. It wasn't fame. It wasn't money. It wasn't 1,000,000 subscribers. But it was momentum. And momentum is dangerous. Because once it starts, it doesn't stop. That night, lying in bed, I whispered to myself, "This is only the beginning." Chapter 5. Learning the game. The 3 views on my video felt like a miracle, but I knew I couldn't rely on miracles. If I wanted this dream to become real, I had to understand how YouTube actually worked. So I did what every broke kid with a dream does. I researched. I watched tutorials until my eyes hurt. I read comments from small creators. I studied thumbnails like they were math problems. I analyzed titles like they were clues in a mystery game. And slowly, I started to see the pattern. YouTube wasn't lucky. It wasn't magic. It wasn't some people get famous and some don't. It was a system, a game, and every game has rules. I learned that. Thumbnails matter more than people think. Titles decide whether someone clicks. Retention decides whether YouTube pushes your video. Consistency is a superpower. Nobody blows up overnight. They grind first. It felt like discovering cheat codes, except they weren't cheats. They were skills. I grabbed a notebook and wrote down everything I learned. I called it my creator playbook. Every page was filled with messy handwriting, arrows, circles, and ideas that made sense only to me. But it didn't matter. It was mine. I started experimenting. I changed my thumbnails. Brighter colors, bigger text. I changed my titles. Shorter, cleaner, more exciting. I changed how I talked in videos. More energy, more confidence, more me. And slowly, the numbers started to move. One video got 5 views, another got 8, then 12. It wasn't viral, it wasn't impressive, but it was progress. And progress is addictive. Every night I stayed up late editing. My phone overheated so much I had to put it in the freezer for a few minutes just to cool it down. My parents thought I was sleeping. I wasn't. I was grinding. I wasn't just making videos anymore, I was building something. One night, after finishing a new upload, I sat back and looked at my channel. It still looked tiny, still looked like nothing, but I felt something different. I felt like I was getting closer, closer to the dream, closer to the future I wanted, closer to the version of me I knew I could become. And then, a week later, something happened that I never expected. The video didn't get 5 views, or 8, or 12. It got 47. 47 people, 47 clicks, 47 chances. It wasn't viral, but it was the first time I felt the spark of something bigger, something real. Chapter 6, the video that blew up. I didn't plan it. I didn't script it. I didn't even think it would be special. It was just another video, the same setup, the same cracked phone, the same dusty TV. But something felt different that day. I had more energy, more confidence, more me. I recorded a funny moment in the game, something unexpected, something chaotic, and for the first time, I laughed while recording. A real laugh, not forced, not awkward, just real. I edited the video quickly, added a thumbnail that looked slightly less terrible than my usual ones, and uploaded it. I didn't expect anything. I didn't even refresh the page like I usually did, I just went to sleep. The next morning, everything was different. I woke up, grabbed my phone, and opened YouTube out of habit. I wasn't even fully awake yet. My eyes were still blurry. But when the screen loaded, I sat up so fast I almost fell out of bed. 312 views. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, refreshed the page. 347 views. My heart started pounding. My hands were shaking. My brain couldn't process what I was seeing. I opened the comments. There were 5. 5. This is actually funny, bro. Underrated channel far. How does this not have more views? Subbed, keep going. Do more videos like this. I felt something I had never felt before. A mix of shock, excitement, fear, and pure adrenaline. It was like leveling up 10 times at once. I felt refreshed again. 402 views. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I couldn't believe this was happening. I ran to the kitchen, almost tripping over my own feet. "Mom! Mom! Look!" I shouted, shoving my phone toward her. She squinted at the screen. "Is that your video?" I nodded so fast my neck hurt. She smiled, a real smile, the kind she only gave when she was proud. "Mashallah, keep going. Don't stop." Those words hit me harder than the views. Don't stop. I ran back to my room, closed the door, and stared at the screen as the numbers kept climbing. 500 views, 600, 700. It wasn't viral. It wasn't millions, but to me it felt like the world had finally noticed I existed. For the first time, I felt like this wasn't just a dream. It was a path, a real one, and I was finally walking on it. Chapter 7, The Day. Everything changed. I used to imagine what success would feel like. I thought it would be loud, fireworks, cheering, confetti, all that stuff. But when it finally happened, it wasn't loud at all. It was quiet, peaceful, almost unreal. Months passed after that first blow-up video. I kept uploading. I kept learning. I kept grinding. Some videos did well. Some flopped. Some surprised me. Some disappointed me. But I never stopped. My channel grew slowly at first. 100 subscribers, 300, 700, then faster, 1,000, 5,000, 20,000. Every milestone felt like a new level. Every comment felt like a power-up. Every subscriber felt like someone saying, "I believe in you." I upgraded my setup piece by piece. a better mic, a better phone. Eventually, a real gaming PC, bought with my own YouTube money. The first time I turned it on, I just stared at the glowing lights and whispered, I did this. My parents didn't fully understand YouTube, but they understood one thing. I was working hard, and it was paying off. Then came the day I'll never forget. I was recording a video when my phone buzzed. I ignored it at first. I was in the middle of a boss fight, but it buzzed again, and again, and again. When I finally checked it, my notifications were exploding. Congrats, bro! You hit it! 1 million, let's go! My heart stopped. I opened my YouTube Studio app with shaking hands. And there it was, 1,227 subscribers. I didn't scream. I didn't jump. I didn't cry. I just sat there, staring at the number, feeling something warm spread through my chest. I remembered the cracked phone, the dusty TV, the 0 views, the first comment, the notebook full of messy ideas, the nights I stayed up editing until my eyes burned, the mornings I woke up hoping for just one more view. I remembered the kid who whispered, one day, that'll be me. And now, it was. I walked to the living room and showed my mom the screen. She covered her mouth with her hand, her eyes shining. Mashallah, she whispered. You did it. But the truth was, I wasn't done, because 1 million subscribers wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a new level. Brand deals came in, sponsors, merch, streams, opportunities I never even dreamed of. Money started coming in. Real money. Enough to help my family, enough to change our lives. One night, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling like I used to, I whispered something new. I'm proud of you. Not to the world. Not to my subscribers. Not to anyone else. To myself. Because I didn't get lucky. I didn't get handed anything. I didn't wait for a miracle. I worked. I learned. I failed. I tried again. And again. And again. And that's how a kid with a cracked phone and a dream became a millionaire. Not because he was special, but because he never stopped. Chapter 8. The Pressure of Success. Success is weird. People think it makes life easier, but the truth is, it just gives you new problems. After hitting 1 million subscribers, everything changed. My notifications exploded every day. Brands emailed me non-stop. People at school suddenly acted like they'd always supported me. But with all that attention came something I wasn't ready for. Expectations. Every video had to be better than the last. Every upload had to be perfect. Every mistake felt like the whole world was watching. I started staying up later, editing longer, recording more takes, trying to be funnier, louder, smarter, everything at once. Some nights, I stared at my screen for hours, unable to record a single sentence. My mind felt heavy, like I was carrying the weight of 1 million people on my shoulders. One night, after deleting the same clip for the 10th time, I slammed my hands on my desk. I can't do this, I whispered. But then, I remembered something. The cracked phone, the dusty TV, the 0 views, the kid who refused to quit. I took a deep breath. I didn't come this far to fall apart now. So, I changed my approach. Instead of trying to be perfect, I tried to be real. Instead of chasing views, I chased fun. Instead of forcing videos, I made the ones I loved. And slowly, the pressure faded. I remembered why I started. Not for fame, not for money, not for attention, but because I loved creating. And that love was stronger than any pressure. Chapter 9. The Millionaire Moment. The money didn't come all at once. It came slowly. A few dollars from ads, then a few hundred from sponsors, then a few thousand from merch. But one day, everything changed. A huge gaming company reached out. They wanted a long-term partnership, a real contract, real money. I stared at the email, my heart pounding. The number on the screen didn't feel real. It was more money than my parents made in a year. More money than I ever imagined seeing in my life. I ran to my mom and showed her the email. She read it slowly, her eyes widening. Is this real? She whispered. I nodded. She hugged me so tight I could barely breathe. Alhamdulillah, you worked so hard for this. We signed the contract together, and just like that, I became a millionaire. Not because I was lucky, not because I was special, but because I refused to quit when I had 0 views. I bought my parents a new car. I helped pay off bills. I upgraded my setup again, not because I needed it, but because I wanted to keep leveling up. But the best part wasn't the money. It was the feeling. The feeling of knowing I changed my life with nothing but a dream, a cracked phone, and pure determination. Chapter 10. A New Beginning. People think the end of the story is when you reach your dream. But for me, it was the beginning. With 1 million subscribers and a successful channel, I had something I never had before. A voice. People listened to me. Kids looked up to me. Some even said I inspired them to start their own channels. One day, I opened a message from a kid who wrote, "Your videos helped me when I felt alone. Thank you." I stared at that message for a long time. That's when I realized something important. I didn't just build a channel. I built a community, a family, a place where people felt seen. And that meant more than any money. I sat down at my desk, my real desk, not the old wobbly one, and hit record. "Hey guys," I said, smiling. "Today's video is different. I want to tell you something important." I told them my story. The whole thing. The 0 views. The cracked phone. The grind. The comment that changed everything. The moment I almost quit. The moment I didn't. And I ended with this. If you have a dream, don't wait. Don't doubt. Don't stop. If a kid like me can do it, so can you. I uploaded the video. And for the first time, I didn't care about views. I didn't care about numbers. I didn't care about anything except the message. Because this wasn't the end of my story. It was the start of a new level. A bigger one. A brighter one. A limitless one. And I was ready. Chapter 11. When the world knows your name. Fame hit me faster than I expected. People recognized me at the mall. Kids asked for selfies. Teachers suddenly treated me differently. Even people who ignored me before acted like we were best friends. It felt good at first. Like I finally mattered. But then I realized something. When the world knows your name, they think they own your time. Everyone wanted something from me. A shout-out. A collab. A favor. A chance. I tried to say yes to everyone, but it drained me. I wasn't used to being famous. I was just a kid who liked making videos. One night, I looked at myself in the mirror and whispered, "Don't lose who you are." And from that moment, I promised myself something. I would stay real, no matter how big I got. Chapter 12. The Haters Arrive. For every fan I gained, a hater appeared. "You're overrated. You got lucky. Your videos are trash. You'll fall off soon." At first, their words cut deep. I tried to ignore them, but they echoed in my head. One comment hurt more than the rest. "You'll never last." I stared at that comment for a long time. My chest felt tight. My hands shook. But then I remembered something. I didn't start this journey for them. I started it for myself. So I whispered, "Watch me." And I kept uploading. Every video was a message to the haters. You can't stop someone who refuses to quit. Chapter 13. Burnout. Hits. Hard success has a price. I was uploading non-stop. Daily videos, streams, collabs, everything. My schedule was chaos. My sleep was terrible. My energy was gone. One night, while recording, I felt dizzy. My voice cracked. My hands trembled. I stopped mid-sentence. "I can't do this," I whispered. For the first time since I started YouTube, I took a break. A real break. I slept. I ate properly. I touched grass, literally. I spent time with my family, and slowly I felt like myself again. I realized something important. You can't pour from an empty cup. Chapter 14. Finding Balance. When I returned to YouTube, I did things differently. I made a schedule. I took days off. I focused on quality, not quantity. I made videos that made me happy. And something amazing happened. My channel grew even faster. People could feel the difference. I wasn't stressed. I wasn't forcing content. I was enjoying it again. I learned that success isn't about working non-stop. It's about working smart and taking care of yourself. Chapter 15. The Big Collaboration. One day, I got a message from a creator I had watched since I was a kid. A huge YouTuber, millions of subscribers, someone I never thought would notice me. "Want a collab?" he wrote. I stared at the message, speechless. We filmed a video together, funny, chaotic, full of energy. It blew up instantly, millions of views, thousands of new subscribers. My channel skyrocketed. But the best part wasn't the numbers. It was the moment he said, "You're gonna be one of the greats." I never forgot that. Chapter 16, Giving Back. With success came responsibility. I remembered what it felt like to be the kid with 0 views, the kid with a cracked phone, the kid who just needed one person to believe in him. So I started helping small creators. I shouted them out. I taught them what I learned. I made videos explaining the YouTube game. I donated equipment to kids who couldn't afford it. And every time someone said, "You changed my life," I felt something stronger than fame. Purpose. Chapter 17, The Documentary. A film crew reached out. They wanted to make a documentary about my journey, from 0 views to millionaire. At first, I didn't know how to feel. Me? A documentary? But I agreed. They filmed everything. My room, my setup, my family, my old videos, my struggles, my wins. When the documentary was released, it went viral. People cried, people related, people felt inspired. And for the first time, I realized my story wasn't just mine anymore. It belonged to everyone who needed hope. Chapter 18, The Award Show. I got invited to a huge creator awards show. Lights, cameras, red carpet. Everything felt unreal. When they announced the winner for Creator of the Year, I didn't expect to hear my name, but they said it. Loud, clear, echoing through the whole room. I walked on stage shaking, holding the trophy. I looked at the crowd and said, "This is for every kid who started with nothing. Don't stop. Ever." The applause felt like thunder. Chapter 19, The Full Circle. Moment. One day, I got a comment that made me freeze. It said, "I watched your first video. You've come so far." My first video. The shaky one. The embarrassing one. The one filmed on a cracked phone. I went back and watched it. I didn't cringe this time. I didn't laugh. I didn't judge myself. I smiled. Because that video, the one nobody watched, was the reason everything happened. It reminded me of something important. Greatness starts small. Chapter 20, The Legacy Begins. I stood in my room, the same room where it all started, and looked around. The posters, the lights, the PC, the trophies, the 1,000,000 subscriber plaque, the memories. I hit the record button one more time. "Hey guys," I said softly. "This isn't the end. It's the start of something bigger." I told my audience about my next dream, to build a studio, to create a team, to help new creators rise, to inspire millions more. Because success isn't about reaching the top, it's about lifting others with you. I ended the video with the same words I whispered years ago. One day, that'll be you. And I meant it, because if a kid like me could do it, anyone could. Chapter 21, The Business Side of the Dream. I always thought YouTube money came from views. And yeah, views help, but that's not where the real money is. After the award show, I started getting emails from companies I'd never heard of. Gaming chairs, headset brands, energy drinks, even a company that sold RGB lights for rooms. At first, I ignored most of them. I didn't want to be that guy who promoted everything. But then, I met a manager. Someone who actually understood the business side of YouTube. He explained something that changed everything. You're not just a creator, you're a brand. That word hit me hard. A brand. He helped me negotiate deals. He taught me how to read contracts. He showed me how to protect myself. And suddenly, the numbers started getting bigger. $2,000 for a video. $5,000 for a series. $10,000 for a long-term partnership. It didn't feel real. I was still the same kid who started with a cracked phone. But now, companies were paying me more than my parents made in months. I wasn't rich yet, but I was getting close. Chapter 22, The Merch Drop. My manager had another idea. "You should launch merch." I hesitated. Why would anyone want to wear something with my name on it? But he insisted. So I designed something simple, a hoodie with my channel logo and a small message on the sleeve. Never stop. When the merch dropped, I expected maybe a few sales. Instead, it sold out in 2 hours. Kids posted pictures wearing it. Parents bought it for their kids. People commented things like, "I wear this when I'm grinding my dreams too." That hit me. This wasn't just clothing. It was a message, a reminder. The second drop sold even faster. The third one broke my website. And the money. It started stacking. I checked my bank account one night and whispered, "This can't be real." But it was. Chapter 23, The $1 Million Deal. I was in my room editing when my manager called. "Sit down," he said. My heart dropped. I thought something bad happened. Then he told me, "There's a company that wants to sign you for a 1-year partnership. It's big, really big." "How big?" I asked. He took a breath. $1 million. I didn't speak. I couldn't. $1 million. For me. For my channel. For the kid who started with 0 views. I felt my eyes burn, my hands shake, my chest tightens. "Are you serious?" I whispered. I didn't scream. I didn't jump. I didn't run around the room. I just sat there, letting the moment sink in. $1 million. I thought about my parents, about the bills, about the nights I stayed up editing, about the hate comments, about the first view, about the first comment, about the cracked phone. Everything led to this moment. I signed the contract the next day. And just like that, I became a millionaire. Chapter 24. Telling my family I didn't tell my parents right away. I wanted to do it properly. So I took them out to dinner. A nice place, the kind we never went to before. My mom looked around nervously. "This place is expensive." I smiled. "Don't worry, I got it." After we ordered, I took a deep breath. "I have something to tell you," I said. They both looked at me. "I signed a deal," I continued. "A big one." "How big?" my dad asked. I swallowed. $1 million. My mom covered her mouth. My dad froze. For a moment, nobody spoke. Then my mom started crying. The happy kind. My dad put his hand on my shoulder and whispered, "You changed our lives." I'll never forget that moment. Ever. Chapter 25, A New Life. Same me. Money changes things, but I promised myself it wouldn't change me. I didn't buy a mansion. I didn't buy a Lamborghini. I didn't flex online. Instead, I paid off my parents' debts, upgraded our home, bought better equipment, saved most of the money invested in my future. But the most important thing, I kept creating. Because the money wasn't the dream. The dream was the journey, the grind, the community, the feeling of turning nothing into something. And now that I have $1 million, I wasn't done. I was just getting started. Never stop. From 0 views to $1 million. Based on an incredible true story, Zane was just a regular kid with a cracked phone, a dusty TV, and a dream nobody believed in. No fame, no followers, no fancy setup, just a whisper to himself. One day, that'll be me. This is the raw, emotional journey of a boy who started with 0 views and built a YouTube empire from scratch. Through late-night edits, hate comments, burnout, breakthroughs, and one unforgettable moment, Zane proves that success isn't about luck. It's about never giving up. From his first upload to his first $1 million, this story will make you laugh, cry, and believe in your own dream again. If you've ever felt invisible, this book is for you. If you've ever wanted to quit, this book will push you forward. If you've ever whispered one day, this book will shout back, today.